All right.
What is going on, All Terrain Nation? I don't know what's going on there. Whether it be two-wheel drive,
four-wheel drive,
or these badass cars and trucks we all love to drive, this is your All Terrain Nation. I'm your host, David Boyd and Kelly Boyd, and we've got part of the B team over there. The other B team. They got a link really quickly and said, "Hey, I didn't even say.
They ran to crisis.
Yeah, they're in crisis mode. But we haven't got to talk to Mark in a while, so this will be great.
Yeah,
it's like we only get to do half of the B team anymore.
It's like an A and B reunion.
That's right. But hopefully everybody's having a good Monday. It's apocalypse time here. We've got a potential of upwards of 2 inches of snow. So
no, it was like.
No, I'm in the 4 to 6.
4 inches.
I know. Well, you're a bigger man. The snow is it's, I keep seeing it all over the place, but we thought we were out of the cold weather, Mark, and here nature's like, no, F you. We're coming back.
It's Tennessee, man. Like, I don't trust anything before Easter. Like,
same. Like, and Easter's in a weird time this year, so really, can we trust it even at Easter? So who knows?
Probably not.
Well, didn't we just get through false spring? Isn't that what one of the checklist of what they're saying Tennessee has is the false spring, and then there's another like late winter or something?
We got like a 70. I was sick when we had the 70-degree day, miserable, couldn't do anything, and then now we're back to apocalypse times. It's supposed to be -5 or so Thursday morning, something like that, with wind chill. So
which if that happens here, our schools will close.
Yeah, and Mark's schools are closed too because Mark's been out of school for a long time.
Yeah.
TSC never closes though, does it, Mark?
No, we're open all the time.
Supporting the American farmer.
I'm trying to think about how to get to work Wednesday morning.
I bet.
It's supposed to snow from 7 p.m. Tuesday to 7 a.m. on Wednesday. And like I said, I'm in the 4 to 6 inch of snow, which, depending on where you live, is not much. But Tennessee doesn't exactly have the capabilities to clear all those roads ahead of time. So,
and like where you're at too, it's all the canopies over the roads a lot of places, so it just doesn't have a chance to melt away. So definitely be safe out there, guys. If you're in the, it looks like the whole region is going to get snow. We just got back from Kentucky, and what a mess that was, man. You guys were supposed to get to come with us, and then last minute just couldn't because of bad weather.
Yeah.
And
we were going to come up for the day on Saturday, but by the time I closed Friday night, the weather that came in, we would have been like driving up in hail and torrential rains and stuff like that. And talking to Jess, I was like, you know what? It's just, I'm going to drive up in that, drive back in that tonight. Like, it's just, it's not a fun day of driving. So,
Oh, for sure. Even for
lived vicariously through all the photos as you guys jump from distillery to distillery.
Hey, Jess, welcome.
It's Unbridled Bronco.
Yeah, it was actually, it wasn't terrible driving around because honestly, the distilleries were kind of close together. The longest run we had was like an hour, I think, from one to Makers.
Yeah.
And then Makers wasn't far from Bardstown. The worst was when we actually started coming home. That was awful.
The one Jess wanted to go see. What was it? Castle and Key.
Castle and Key.
Let me tell you, that back road is awful. That is not a drive, especially when you're in a big Raptor.
When you're leaving Buffalo Trace,
it's like a 1-lane road, and you're like, how do they get semis and stuff to load?
And it's not a 1-lane road that you've got trees on both sides of the road. It's a 1-lane road that the river is down on one side of the road, and the other is kind of going up into the bank.
Yeah,
like there's no. And there are no lines on the road either. So that tells you just how small this like little winding road. We actually ran into a couple that we were just kind of talking about the road, and they were like, oh yeah, we came on that road. And we were like, yeah, we came from Buffalo Trace. I said, we did too. And they were like, yeah, that was no fun. Like, yeah. And you don't realize how wide the Raptor is until you start going on a road like that and then have a car coming at you and you got to figure out how to make that work.
Yeah. But I got
Kentucky is like that. Yeah. Like you turn down a road, you're like, is this someone's driveway? And you're like, no, this is a state highway.
Yeah. So we hit Buffalo Trace, we hit Castle and Key, then we hit Woodford, then we did Maker's Mark and ended up at Bardstown. And we were all over the middle of Kentucky there. It was a fun trip though. You guys were definitely missed, but we left some on the table, like Four Roses. There was a few we left on the table. What was it? What was? I know you wanted Castle and Key. What was the appeal to that? Other than it's an amazing campus
location. Yeah.
That's one of the big things for me, besides the fact that I love bourbon, is like going to those distilleries. There's so much history there.
Mm-hmm.
Talked about it last week, kind of revving up for the trip and like just learning about what's there. Even, when we went to Uncle Ernest or whatever that place is.
Oh, Uncle
Nearest. Yeah.
Ernest.
Yeah, I don't know Uncle Furthest, but that's what's in my glass this evening, by the way. But then, we turned around a couple weeks ago and went to Jack Daniels, and they're connected, right? Like those guys are connected. It's all the same in Bardstown, like, and the history of the buildings and the facilities, and not only just making the bourbon. Like you can watch anybody boil corn and make white light all day long, right? But like I want to learn all the little ins and outs and all the history, and that's what's really cool to me.
Well, I swear this isn't Bourbon Nation, by the way. We will wrap this up.
But I will say, in order to hit 5 distilleries in a day, you cannot take a tour at all of them.
No.
You really probably can't take a tour at any of them.
Yeah, no, we out of all of them that I saw, definitely Buffalo Trace would be the tour I'd want to hit.
Yes.
And I know there was a long wait list. I think, Jess, you even tried to sneak us in on a wait list, and just there was no way, man.
Yeah, like 3 weeks ago, I tried to get us in.
Yeah, there was a bit. The
like,
snake to get into the place was almost 4 links to get in.
Yeah.
And we got there right at 9 o'clock, I think.
Yeah.
So, and there was,
because we were going to go just do our thing and then go get breakfast. And by the time we left was like 11.
Yeah. But I did pick up one of my prizes. I got me an E.H. Taylor, man. So this is what I will be participating with tonight.
And we are blacklisted, they told us, and for 90 days to buy that. So you get on Buffalo Trace, what's cool is they actually have these little bracelets that they attach your ID to.
Yeah.
And so like if you go and do a tasting or you go buy something, they just quickly scan that kind of bracelet. And so they've said that each ID you get 12 bottles of anything in a 90-day time period. But if it's one of the exclusives, like this one is once every 90 days that you can buy. And so like on site. So
luckily I had a wife there that could buy one too.
I bought one, Dave bought one, but yeah, she told us, she was like, yeah, now you're blacklisted for 90 days for that one.
But I was really bummed out though. I was really, really hoping for a Blanton's Day. And and this was definitely on my list of one. But that normally they pair Blanton's and Eagle Rare together. And I was like, oh, cool, I'll get 2 of them off the list that I will really want. And I only got 1. But Kelly drank bourbon. Sorry, Mark. Kelly drank bourbon.
I did.
We did try their vodka too, which was really good.
I did like the Traveler with the cream soda, though. That was pretty good. How is it? Is it as good as you remember? They gave that as a sample, right?
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So did you dip bottles at Makers though?
We did. Those are downstairs. Go get them.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
And there goes Dave.
Yes, we did dip bottles at Makers.
Yeah. I have a picture of me from, I think 2 years ago, maybe 3 now, that I went, and I was so excited. And I have like 2 bottles of Makers, and I look like a little kid. I'm like so pumped that I got to dip my bottles.
Yeah, it was funny because like most of them, the like gift shop wasn't far away, wasn't like difficult to get to or anything like that. And so in the rain, it didn't make a big deal. But Makers was probably the farthest one. The gift shop was the farthest away because you had to walk down the hill and through the woods.
Yeah, they kind of set it up. It's like the end of the tour there. So you go through and it's really cool. I would say when you guys go back up there, do the tour at Makers. Christmas time is amazing. Like
there's the one I did.
Gorgeous.
Yes, yay. I did the cast strength.
Nice. I think I have a cast strength and I have one of their special flavors. Not that they flavor because Makers only makes Makers.
Yeah, pretty much. That was kind of a bummer to me going there. Of course, driving
I gotta put my name on there.
Okay. Driving the Bronco all over the place, the Raptor was kind of fun, and we're going to talk a little bit about that as well. But like Makers was kind of the least, or not Maker, Woodford was the least exciting.
Yeah. No, we only went into the gift shop though. We didn't.
It was the newest looking as far as like, oh, you can tell the COVID money came through these places and really like they were like, oh, people in bourbon now. Let's really make the gift shops really nice.
It smelled brand new. Like Jim works in construction, and that's what we kind of talked about. He's like, there's a smell. I was like, it smells brand new. He's like, that's what it is. It does. It smells brand new. So their like gift shop was brand new, trying to look like older,
Yeah.
but it was
Cool
definitely
building.
still brand new.
But anyways, we won't beat up on this all night long. But we had an amazing trip. You guys were definitely missed. Mark, the trip home sucked though because it was downpour. Like we were gonna stay another night. We were gonna stay in Bardstown, and we were looking up rooms, and our friends Jim and Kelly were gonna hang. And so then we decided, let's go. I want a good meal.
Yeah.
And the place, oh my God, the hotel we stayed at in was it
Frankfurt?
Frankfurt was what was it called?
The Delegate.
The Delegate, and it's this old bourbon warehouse that you stay in, and it's worth the price of admission. It wasn't that expensive.
It wasn't that expensive, but we did tell them when we were checking out, it was like, we really enjoyed our stay. It's unfortunate we probably won't be able to afford it the next time we come through because you guys will just be so popular.
They were open for a few months.
Yeah, they'd only been open since like November, and we had one of the best meals of our lives that night or the night before at the hotel or the restaurant that's attached. But
yeah, it somehow snuck in on Valentine's.
Yeah, we didn't really know it was Valentine's Day because we're married and
and you filmed your Valentine's video days in advance, so you didn't know what day it was.
Right, exactly.
Pretty much, yes.
Pretty much. So we just get down and we get to the front and we're like, oh hey, we just wanted to see if we could get a table, and they're like, do you have a reservation? And we're like, no. We're like, well, let's see what we can do. And like everybody's walking in with reservations, and they were like, oh yeah, okay, we can get you a table. And then we sat down and we were like, holy shit, it is Valentine's Day. We didn't even think about it. Like being this nice restaurant and all the rest. So
well, and speaking of nice people, we need to bring in tonight's guest.
Yes.
We Kelly, we had Miss OC on last year, and I don't think she knew what to expect. Friends of hers from that area who we like quite a bit hey, you got to have this lady on. She's pretty awesome, and she's trying to do an awesome event. At the time, it was Broncos versus Jeeps. And I mean, that sounds fun just right there, right?
Yeah.
Because there is that, hey, we're going to fight with each other.
Well, and you've got some crossover. A wife or husband might own one and the other owns the other and things like that.
I mean, probably the Broncos the better choice of the two. I'm just going to say it. I'm playing Jeep people. I'm playing, of course. But it was a fun interview. Like, she was on the road.
Yeah.
She couldn't even make it home before we're like, hey, the interview's starting. So she pulled over some truck stop and we did the interview. It was a lot of fun. And we don't just get OC tonight. We get Miss Katie as well. So let's go ahead and bring these two ladies in. So first up, there's Miss OC. How you doing, Miss OC?
Hey, y'all. I'm good. How are you?
Good. And then here is Miss Katie. Look, now, OC, Katie knows the proper way for a camera to sit. And I can tell you're an Instagrammer because you are
that proper.
I don't know. What am I supposed to do? Is it
no, you're totally good. He's giving you a hard time because he won't adapt to the Instagram up and down. No. He won't adapt to reels, shorts, anything like this, even though he knows he needs to adapt some. He's that old crotchety old man.
Thing there.
I am. I'm trying to bless you. Right?
Bless this interview.
But he won't conform.
TVs don't go up and down yet, so I'm with Dave on this one. We can hold out for landscape.
Yeah. Mark and Jess filmed a video for us, and it came back, and it was in up and down. I was like, "What in the f am I supposed to do with this?" Like, I don't
real.
Yeah, I know.
It was like one of the first videos we did when we hit a trail, and we were so excited. We did intros and outros and all the things. We're like, this is gonna be awesome. And we got done, and we're driving back, and I come over to Mark on the radio, and I'm like, I think we're supposed to film that in landscape, not portrait. And there was a handful of swears that came back over the radio. It is what it is. We're learning.
Only a handful. It'd have been pretty,
right?
Yeah.
So, ladies, what is going on? What are you guys on here about tonight? I mean, obviously, I know it's about the feud, right? But you've changed the names ever so slightly. What is going on with the event now?
Well, we have we've grown and we keep growing. After everybody's seen the photos and videos from last year's trail rides, we started getting requests from Toyotas and Chevrolets wanting to be involved. So we thought, why not make it more inclusive and just have it an all-terrain, everything but side by sides. If it can go off-road, you're welcome to come.
Right. Well, I like the all-terrain part of it. From right there, just that part of it, all-terrain.
I think we need a sponsor.
Right. Well, and we're going to do, we'll have several different rides throughout the weekend. It'll be everything from scenic to why the hell am I on this trail? So we
I like
want
those
everybody,
trails.
yeah. So we want everybody to be able to experience the area and see the area at their own comfort level. So,
Right.
we have last year, we had Helena hit about the time that we did it last year, and we had a lot of people who couldn't make it, but we ended up with 20 Broncos and Jeeps.
Nice.
We opened pre-registration, Katie, what, the 1st of January?
Right after Christmas and before the new year.
And we've got 48, 49 registered already.
Wow.
50.
50.
I don't know if
nice.
Hit it. Okay.
I don't know, but 50.
Katie came on board. We met, we'd met at Stampede, but we really met at Off Rodeo. And she could tell I was a bit overwhelmed with trying to coordinate the feud and coordinate the Helena deliveries. So she jumped in and immediately started getting sponsors and vendors, and she became my right hand. I mean, she's done amazing things. She's secured 20 sponsors now, Katie.
Wow.
I don't even know the number. We had amazing raffles last year. We're going to again this year. Honestly, even better probably. Just because we've opened it up to more than just Broncos and Jeeps. So a lot of the donations we're getting and the raffle prizes are for everybody, or we got stuff for Toyotas, we got stuff for Jeeps, Broncos. I mean, there's going to be stuff for, we got Volkswagens registered already.
That's awesome.
Some Touaregs, yeah. So it's going to be a good time. But I think at least 20.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
it is awesome. Well, and I'll say this: 20 is to start out with is a pretty good number, and it lets you know you're is this a one-time thing or not, because you're going to get your butt handed to you a little bit, no matter what. And you're going to have year 2 was for our event. I know it was a big learning curve for us of like, okay, it got bigger. Let's see what we can do. And so I'm sure for year 3, you guys are going to like, okay, now we know how to handle that problem.
Yeah, you're going to grow even more from our experience, because like Dave said, like first year he was like, holy shit, what did I get myself into? I don't even know. And like not even knowing what issues you might have to deal with like your first year. And then you go, okay, we're prepared for next year. And then year 2 will be like, ooh, we did all this stuff. We know what to prepare for. And then something else will be like, oh, we didn't think of that. Yeah. But by like year 3 and year 4, you're typically like, I got this and we can just roll. But you ladies sound like you just roll with it anyway, and you'll figure it out like as you go.
Oh, we're like, constantly just spitballing. It's by our ass end that we get through most of this.
You got to risk it for the biscuit. Just saying.
Our big goal for this year was to become a 501c, Katie, and
501c3. Yep.
C3. I screw it up every time, but we have been approved by the state, so we're official now. And so all of this is, Katie's writing grants for us to be able to apply for different grants that will help the community. Again, everything we're doing is going back into the food ministry.
That's awesome. So let's. I'm sorry. I'll be team there. I'll cut you off just a second. What led you into like, obviously off-road events? People love that, but you're not really just an off-road event. You're more of a, hey, we're collecting for. I know last year was like people in the community. You've talked about how kind of it's a poorer community, and you were helping a lot of people that way. It seems like you have bigger and grander visions now with where you're leading the event, right?
Right. Well, last year we were able to raise enough money in non-perishable foods. We partnered with a local church. It's Sprigg Free Will Baptist Church, and they do a youth food ministry. So twice a week, they feed 30 to 40 kids hot meals. Anytime during the week, if a kid calls and says, hey, Miss Paula, I don't have anything to eat, they will go into action. They'll either fix food and take to them, or they'll fix bags of food and take to them if that's the need.
That's awesome.
So our goal for this year is to do enough money and enough non-perishables that we take care of that entire group of kids for the year.
Nice. Sorry, Jess. Before I interrupt you again, I'll let you.
What? Did you turn your lights off?
Oh, we don't have.
Yeah. Oh, we lost them. Well, good. We don't need those guys anyway.
The real A team's up.
Here we are.
Fast.
Well, ladies, my one question, I guess it's two questions, is when and where is your event?
Go ahead, Katie.
Oh, I'm like, I don't know who's talking. So October 17th to 19th, it's a Friday, and it ends on Sunday. And it's in Matewan, West Virginia, which I thought it was Matewan the first time I found out about it. It's Matewan. And if you're in West Virginia, it's Maywan. There's no T in it.
All right.
Yeah.
Letters.
Who needs extra letters? So Matewan, West Virginia. It's southwestern West Virginia, right on the border of northeastern Kentucky.
Cool. I think I looked at it last year, kind of from where we are, because we're in like Midwest Tennessee, and I think it's still like 8 hours from us.
It's
welcome back, team.
We didn't even know we left.
A straight shot over. So for the record, it is already on my calendar. I haven't registered yet because I don't know what the rest of the calendar looks like, but I have like a huge year dry erase calendar that sits in the kitchen and like everything goes on it. So the first thing that goes on it is Bronco events. So you're penciled in.
Made the calendar.
Right?
Special.
Hey, win is a win.
Yeah, we're expecting to be over there as well this year, so that should be. Kelly's from the area, or her family's from the area. So
yeah, my friend's from West Virginia, in the hills of West Virginia. Nobody knows where they're from, so it's just I just say near Linside or near Bluefield or Princeton, whichever sounds familiar to you, or those are the closest big towns is where my family's from. So
yeah, I'm familiar.
I'm not.
You're not.
Well, so OC
Southern Outer Banks. I don't live, but yeah.
OC, what can we expect what have you changed a little bit this year? Obviously, you're going to have more vehicles on site. Have you changed your planning from year 1 to year 2?
We're adding several things. So we're going to have flex ramp competitions. We're going to have, I'm working hopefully with the local vocational school to build the car teeter-totter, the balance thing for the car. I'm in negotiation right now with someone who to use their it's an abandoned coal mines is what it is, but he's working on a layout to do a mud course.
Oh, cool.
Broncos
stay away. Broncos stay away from mud. Alternators. Jess, do you want to jump in on that?
I don't know what you're talking about. My Bronco's brand new.
That's it. It is.
Sorry, OC, go ahead.
No, you're good. You're good. We every evening we'll have different events. So like the first night we'll do, since it's so close to Halloween, and we did this last year, we'll do Halloween costume contest as well as a rig decorating contest. And when you come, you'll learn the town is very small. It's literally one street up and one street down. So you're there with everybody the whole weekend. It's not spread out. So it's basically a whole weekend party. Saturday night, we'll do a send-off, kind of a send-off get together where we'll have karaoke and food, and the local restaurant there serves drinks, and we're working on, and if we can get it pulled off, we figured since this was based on the Hatfield-McCoy feud, is that we would incorporate a little bit of history into it and do a pig roast send-off, since part of the feud was over a pig.
Fun.
Yeah, so we're trying to incorporate things all through both days that keeps everybody interested and engaged and busy, and that way nobody feels like they're just going and sitting or being bored. So you don't know what we'll throw in there.
There's some wild stuff that happened last year. I'm just saying.
With as small as the town is, what does lodging and stuff look like?
Airbnbs.
So we're making reservations.
Yes, Airbnbs. Overlanding is perfect. And a friend of ours has cabins there, and I've got her cabins. I have a bunkhouse reserved. And I tell everybody, if you're overlanding, park in the cabin parking lots. You'll have access to the bunkhouse. It has showers. It has a kitchen. That way you're not having to pay. I'm trying to make it because I know it's a little more out of the way for a lot of people. And there's not a ton of lodging options. I'm trying to make it as easy and affordable as possible for everybody. Yeah. So come stay
Kelly,
with me. We'll just be like family.
We haven't camped in a while.
But the bunkhouse has beds, so if you want to dibs one of the beds, go ahead and do that now.
we might have to do like we did the last time and like pick up a camper on the way or something. Yes. We might do that.
Whatever works.
Yeah.
But we started this. I think I went into it a little bit last year. My dad had a food ministry. He was a retired coal miner and a veteran, and he was disabled, but his giving back was feeding people. So my mama would cook the meals. They would keep little restaurant cartons, and mom would fix it up, and he would get in his truck or even on his little motorized scooter, and he would deliver all these meals. Awesome. They would come here to Tennessee to visit me and buy produce, and they had little grocery bags they kept in the back of the truck, and they would fill those up and drop them off on their way home. So when he passed away, I knew that there was going to be people who were either going hungry or missing that gift from him. And so I wanted to kind of do this to kind of keep his legacy going.
That's awesome.
And she's doing a great job at it.
Yeah.
Well, like so I want to pull up. I have the vendors up here. Obviously the vendors are important, and it's not just, obviously that you guys need stuff for raffles, stuff like that, but it's important to tie your brand to their brands a little bit. What do we got going on here? And can you talk about a few of these for us?
Yeah. So we have the sponsors and the vendors, the donors and the vendors kind of linked together right now. But so Onyx, we have 2 ambassadors that are going to be there. They have made a generous donation for raffle prizes. Barbaranco is one of our own. Chum and Lindsay, they make 3D prints. They actually named one of their products after OC. There's an ad for it. You'll have to look it up later. It's called the OC clip. It's good for shorter girls and girls with big boobs, because sometimes the belt be going all chokes you. So great ad.
Wait, what about guys with big boobs? Come on now. I feel left out.
Yeah, it's multifaceted. You can use it.
It's gender neutral.
No gender required, huh?
No.
Okay.
But it's great. It's a good ad. We have Brent Berryman from God's Country Overland. He will be there. Trail Gear Oasis. If you haven't seen their product, it's like a sunshade, but it also for Broncos or Jeeps, it's an emergency rain cover. So it functions as both. And they have a sidekick too. You can basically put on your door or wherever, and use it wherever you're at. I live next to the beach. I love using mine. Bronco Outfitters. Do we know if he's coming?
He is.
He's coming. He made us some amazing jerseys last year to raffle off. And that he's coming from San Diego, California.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
We have people coming from Cali and Texas. Wind Restrictor, awesome dude. They were nice enough to donate us a Wind Restrictor to raffle off last year. They are down in Texas too, so I don't know that they'll be there. Fresh Off the Hook, I feel like OC's got to talk about them.
Fresh Off the Hook are my babies, my daughters, and they do custom crocheted items. And so like for your Broncos and Jeeps, they'll do the grocery hammocks to hang in the back to keep your groceries from flying around everywhere. They do all the little crochet Bronco horses, ducks, whatever you want. But yeah, that's them.
Very
Shameless
cool.
plug.
What is Mod Crate?
Bushings. Is that what I think that's what they're called, right? Are they bushings?
Yeah, they make like multicolored little fittings that you can put in like your
turn handles and stuff.
Yeah, Katie is demonstrating those things.
Those things.
And so he's active duty military. We're not sure if he'll be able to come yet, but he has actually already started donating to us. We've raffled off some stuff.
It's amazing.
Hella epic. We gotta give a shout out to Squatchy Tim. Squatchy Stories on Instagram, because he has done our artwork. He did the Feud logo last year, the Bronco versus Jeep, the one on my shirt. And then he made the Shield logos for this year. He is a tattoo artist. Actually, I just got a tattoo from him the other day. I'm not going to take my shirt off, though.
Yeah, this is
ATN after hours.
That's after hours, yes.
Stick around.
But he does Bronco art. So if you are looking for something more creative and different than what you might typically see on the internet, go find Squatchy Stories. Just know that.
Katie, do you have an Instagram, by the way?
I do. Seabiscuit.
A public
Seabiscuit.
Instagram, I should say.
Seabiscuit.
No, I mean for in case people wanted to check that out.
You want to share.
Oh yeah. It's Seabiscuit_SOBX. A lot of people do not associate me, Seabiscuit Katie, with Feud Katie. They don't know. It's like Jekyll and Hyde. There's
we know Buck Rails. He sent us over some product reviews, which is actually going in Allie's Bronco.
Yep.
So at Supercell, she's going to be outfitted by Buck Rails, so that's pretty cool.
Bronco.
Outdoor 4-wheel or X4. I actually I was a contributor to that years ago, and my first ever published photo was in.
Oh, that was that magazine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they're going to be anybody who attends is going to be able to get a free either digital or print subscription for a year.
Nice, very, very nice prints and stuff they do in there.
Done very well.
Yeah.
Bison Gears in Poland.
Oh,
and they're donating some awesome Molly panels. They have like a tire Molly, they have a tire step, and then panels that they're going to be donating us. They're actually another very generous donation, but yeah, all the way straight out of Poland.
What a weird name for a Polish company, though. Bison Gear. Nothing.
Yeah, I don't know if there are bison in Poland.
Well, there are now.
I mean, there are now with the company, right?
I know.
Mountain Metal, who we're super good friends with.
Yes.
We love Nick and the family over there. They've been on the show many times. I hope they're being very nice to you guys.
Oh yeah, Nick lives where I work in the same town.
Oh, okay.
I'll occasionally just go and do like a drive-by pickup on the way home.
Yeah.
It's really convenient, but dangerous.
What a terrible problem to have.
I know.
A good thing we don't have anybody near us.
No, it is good.
Yeah.
Because our truck would be way more out.
We only have Jeep shops around here. They look at my Bronco in disgust. So
no, they don't. Not now.
Well, one shop doesn't.
Well, yeah. Anyway.
Afuera, that's OC can talk about Afuera Coffee Company.
It's a mom and pop coffee company, but the great thing about them, everything they do goes back into water conservation. Okay. So all the proceeds from their sales go into helping the ocean, the planet, and they're doing raffle items, and we're working on getting them there as a vendor. So because we've got to have our coffee.
Of course.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And I would hope that you're drinking it now, right? Right?
I am.
All right. Always good supporting the product like that. Let's see who else we got going. Man, you guys just have everybody on here.
We've been working hard.
I see that.
Katie's been working hard.
I'm a hustler. No, I'm just kidding. We're hustlers.
She is. We're so different because I'll call somebody and I'll be like, hey, I've got this going on. We would really like for you to be involved. And would you like to? Never mind. Can I buy something from you? And Katie's like, give me something. So she's definitely the queen of that.
Isn't that funny?
The jersey comes out, the Italian hands start going, and I'm like, please, por favore.
Oh, so you are actually hustling.
Well, I love the fact that the next company's up here and then they are instantly in the chat.
Yeah.
Right? It was amazing.
It's Randall.
So what about these hammocks? Tell us about these hammocks.
Yeah.
No pressure now.
Randall's in the chat. I feel like so Randall he makes hammocks for Broncos. So he's also, I don't know if I'm allowed to announce what he's also working on. Randall, are you able to give me permission? You just said hello. I don't know. He's doing something else with the material that he's making the hammocks out of. But basically they go on the roll bars. You just have to take your top off, you install them, and then you got your hammock.
He said yes.
You what? He said yes. Oh, okay. So they're also making like an underquilt for the hammock. So if you're camping outside, like the draft of the air underneath you does not rise up through the bottom of the hammock.
Oh.
Nobody likes a cool crack.
Said what?
Nobody likes a cold crack, is what he said.
I mean, I don't think it's like the cold side of the pillow kind of thing, but I know what you're, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's the opposite. It's kind of like the uncomfortable coldness.
Sorry, Katie's like,
maybe.
I'm never going to interview with these guys
Katie's
again.
like, I don't know these people. Like, what is going on?
Oh no, Katie is being mild right now.
Yeah, it gets bad. I'm trying to hold the jersey in. And
I'll just say, Katie, like, sarcasm and obnoxiousness are our love languages.
Yes.
So you're in a safe space, but we just were obnoxious. So,
okay, safe space.
Jess laughs because she knows.
It works for all of us.
It does. But of course, like you said, Meraki, is it Meraki?
Mm-hmm.
You pronounce it Meraki hammock, so that's exciting. So I'm not familiar with Modal.
Model Outdoors, they have infinity tools. I don't know if you've seen them. They're on my husband and my Instagram. Basically, instead of using like do they call them carabiners or whatnot, if you have MOLLE panels on anything, you can really use the MOLLE tool for. People use them with their pocketbooks. It's like silicone rubber, and it's got hooks and levers, and you can attach anything you want to your MOLLE panel, and you don't have to listen to rattling. And it's
nice.
Cool. It's glorious.
That's nice because you'll get a lot of rattles.
Yeah, because we're all MOLLE paneled up from mountains to metal.
Yeah.
Armadillo Designs, who I know one of the B team over there knows really well because he spent some money with them. That's awesome.
Is that public knowledge though, Dave? Are you still
I just said
beans?
he spent money with it.
No, I mean I posted it when I bought it on Instagram, so I mean it's public
just check
knowledge.
him. Just check him.
He posted it before he told me just to listen. So.
But
our internet over here is
Armadillo. They make the aluminum hardtop for the 4-door and the 2-door now. I'm waiting on my 2-door. I got a email from them the other day. It's in production. Hope to have it before Supercell so we can debut it out there. I don't know if the team's coming to. I know they're doing, I think, Supercell West. I don't know if they're doing East. I don't know if Squirrel's coming out this year or who will have those tops in Tennessee. So it'd be nice if I could have one show off for the team.
It would be nice in the All Terrain Nation booth, by the way.
Yes, it would be nice.
We'll be there.
We'd love to see it in the All Terrain Nation booth.
We'll be at Stampede too.
Nice.
There.
Nice. Well, we're doing so you guys have to come by. We're doing a live stream Saturday.
They said they'll be at Stampede.
Oh.
They said they'll be at Stampede.
Oh, Supercell too. Supercell.
Oh, okay, both.
So I was like, I know I talked to Osi. She said she was coming.
I don't know. I told you.
Yeah. That's okay. No, that's okay. I just wanted to make sure that we weren't like being like, stop by. We're glad to see you. And then we realized, no, we're not going to be there at Supercell. So.
We'll be able.
Smart. Tread lightly, who everybody needs to know about, which they help keep trails open, honestly, and they help by preaching conservation,
they're the one that fight to keep the trails open.
Yeah. And they are definitely a voice in Washington, something we need right now because trails do get closed daily. So, and they teach a lot of stuff about keeping trails clean, a lot of stuff like that. So, Patches Panel, Custom Works. These sounds like people I need to know.
Yeah, right.
Well, I know there's always like patch people sliding into your DMs, I'm sure.
Yes.
DMs. So he's my go-to guy. He's a lot of people's go-to guy. He's 19 years old. He's supporting his family. And he is one who's very open, very honest, does great work. I haven't had any issues with him. He doesn't hit on people. OC's face.
Wait, is OC hitting on people? What's
Yeah,
happening?
OC, are you hitting on people? What is going on here? Wait, we got the scoop now.
No, we can't.
I'm ready.
We can't say their name.
Katie said, no, I'm just going to drop that bomb and not, I'm just going to explode it and not tell you what it's about.
I can
We'll
still
find out later.
That's the VIP room later. Patreon members only.
But he is donating some patches to us, which is really nice because he's in the United Emirates, I believe.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
I guess there's no American patch companies because they're either Indonesian or somewhere in that area.
There are, but they charge a lot more money.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot.
A lot of cost
Exponentially more.
Damn economy. More flat multi-tire inflation deflation kits. This sounds like something every off-roader needs to know about.
Yeah, they do a lot of so they have like air compressors, tire gauges, things like that. They are in California, so they've made some donations to us to raffle off. Very, very nice donations. But we are excited that they're on board with us.
Awesome.
And this list keeps going, Kelly.
It does.
Sight, sounds, and speed. He is a West Virginia guy. He's in is it St. Albans? Is that how you pronounce it? Okay, I didn't want to mispronounce another West Virginia town name.
Blue Ridge Mountain.
But you want me to talk about him, or do you want to talk about him, OC?
No, go ahead.
I've talked to Tim a lot. His name is Tim too. There's a lot of Tims in this industry, I've noticed.
Yeah.
So Tim, so he's got a business in St. Albans. They do pretty much everything but lift kits. Sound systems, lighting, they do camera stuff, all the things except for lifts. And we just wanted to make sure, and we're trying really hard, honestly. It's very difficult to get West Virginia businesses on board and trying to find West Virginia businesses who are willing to come out.
Well, I feel like they were about wiped off the face of the earth last fall. So maybe,
well,
maybe that's part of
I
it.
imagine that part of it too is like a lot of it from, and I haven't visited my family in West Virginia in a long time, but I remember it being very word of mouth, very, we take care of our own here, like, to come to the people. So I think, and this is totally an assumption, but I would assume that some of them are like, well, this is just another person trying to come in and take advantage of our community, even though you're not. But I think that sometimes there's that, I don't know them from kin of mine or family of mine. So I'm sure that's probably part of the challenge that you might be running into in the West Virginia area.
Don't sell them too short. They might do lifts, because I've seen some of the subs when they put these in these cars, they bounce like crazy. So they might do some lifts they just don't know about. The tater wagon. Now, wait a minute.
I got to know about this one.
I thought he was flipping me off for a minute, and I was like, "That's a bad tater." Nobody wants taters that are doing that.
They're pointer fingers.
I see.
They're not middle fingers.
I see that.
I can't really tell either, but it's a food truck. They do gourmet loaded baked potatoes. They also do like chili dogs and things like that.
Gourmet potatoes.
You sold me a potato.
Sorry, yeah. I mean, I relate heavily to being a potato myself. So we're trying to get I think we have a barbecue truck. The same guy who came last year, and chef's kiss.
Nice.
Same with the Almost Heaven lemonade, best lemonade I've ever had in my life. We just have to confirm that they're going to be back.
Nice.
So we're looking forward to the tater wagon.
How do you personalize a dog? It doesn't seem like it's very animal friendly. Do you carve your name in?
I don't think you're doing that to the dog, sir.
Oh, sorry. Well, it says laser engraving. I mean, my dog.
It's not on the dog.
She does do dog collars. Like, she'll do like leather, or is it leather or wood she does a lot of like laser wood engraving. OC knows more than I do.
She'll do like wood plaques, door signs, things like that. But then she does she'll do the collars with the leather strip that has the engraving, or the leashes, just about anything. She's on board this year and going to help us. I don't know if any of y'all seen the overall feud winner trophy for last year. It was actually a replica of Devil Anta's handgun, and it was inlaid with, and it had a Bronco, and it had a Jeep, and it had people fighting and parts of West Virginia in it. So
Oh,
it was a
appropriate.
really cool piece. So she's working on trophies like that for us.
Very cool.
Now there better be a Toyota in there someday. If you're getting Toyotas, they're not going to want to be left out.
I know we've got to. That's the big thing now is we're trying to figure out. It's really easy when you're doing Broncos and Jeeps.
100%.
You had ducks and bucks. So now we have to incorporate Toyota and Chevy and Suzuki and all these other cars. So.
We can leave Chevy out of this.
Wow.
Yeah.
We just need a bunch of good ladders.
We definitely polled them to see what they would like their mascot to be. Yeah.
Nice.
Well, so I do know who Dobson's is, Springs and Suspensions. So that's kind of cool that they're on board.
Yep, they have they're donating. I don't think they're going to be able to get out, but they've donated some stuff to us. They've already shipped out. I don't want to talk about what it is, but they've pretty generous donations once again.
That's awesome.
What they donated is more for overlanding and camping for those, because there's going to be a lot of those people at the event.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Morrison's Outdoor Adventure. What is that?
So they are a company. They were in North Carolina, but they're living out of their RV now. They do off-road training.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we're pretty sure they're going to be doing an educational piece. We haven't nailed down what we want whether it's recovery or what we want it to be. We'll talk to them more about that, but they've offered to do that for us, and we're really excited.
Very cool. And then Pyrelogs. Is it Pyrelogs? Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah. They're out of, they also live in an RV. So I think right now they might be in Kentucky, but they are out of Western North Carolina. So their product is, it's like a steel, it's like a fire base. So what it does, it keeps the fire off the ground if the ground is wet. And
nice.
Do with conduction and convection. Everybody on there, everybody who's got a logo on there, you can click on the logo and you'll go right to their website.
Awesome.
Or their Etsy or their Facebook if they don't have a website. So their product is really cool. Actually have one that I'm going to be testing out when we go on our next camping trip, which is in 2 weeks. So I'm really excited to see how that works because I know the ground's going to be wet.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And then last one, Dave, that's on there right now.
Resin by Jess.
I'm assuming she does cups.
She does tumblers, and she's also going to be working on a dog, because we have a pup parade, so we want to do something for the pups, a dog bowl that is tumbler style, like when people do the spinning tumblers with all the marbling and decor. So there will be a dog bowl and a tumbler, I think. So
will there be pup parkour?
Oh my gosh,
it would be amazing. We should do that. We should do it.
Courtney keeps doing it. Now he's doing it to me.
Bro, I haven't seen video.
I know. I know you don't believe me, but it's the truth.
I don't believe you, and I really think it's going to go viral when you do post it. So I'm going to need you to post it.
Ladies, Jess has a corgi that loves to do parkour.
Off the Great Dane.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And now Jess, apparently.
In the yard. Yeah, he's crazy.
So and there are more that aren't on there that are, I just don't want to put people at 75% confirmed,
sure.
So we're updating it as they confirm 100%.
For sure. No, that's exciting.
That's awesome. If people want to kind of help out, what are the needs right now? What if they want to kind of just, offer support,
or if they can't make it, or what are some options, or how do they get in touch with you guys?
We have a donation page actually on our website. The church that we work with, I'm sure you've heard about the flooding this week in Kentucky and West Virginia. Mm-hmm. The church that we work with, the flood actually got into the fellowship hall of the church where they kept all their supplies. And so they've lost everything. I went up today and took a truckload of what I could take, and so if in the meantime I'm going to try to put together a canned food drive, and Katie has actually put together a wish list, an Amazon wish list for that for the flood victims, so we can get that to you too. It's just it's an area that's a food desert to begin with, and now with the flooding, they're
It's
in
even
bad
worse.
shape.
Yeah.
No, that's no good. And I like that, you know, you have a little deal where they can actually donate right away. Once again, guys, they were for your state or a 501c3 right now. I'm sure that works federally as well. I can't remember with that.
It does.
So definitely, we'll put the link in there for donations. Definitely help out on that, because I know OC, from talking to you last time, getting to know you just a little bit, like that you're not doing, like, this isn't on your to-do list of like things I need to do to be popular. Like, like you just go, you and your pup just go do your thing. Like, there's probably better things to do than just, you know, run events and try to collect stuff and just run around, you know, like a chicken with their head cut off. Because every time I hear about you, you're running to somebody's rescue. So definitely, I put the link in the comments here, and I'll put it in the description of this video for that as well, because that is a big deal, and it's one of the reasons why we wanted to have you back on, was because, you know, sometimes you can tell people when they're just kind of like, yeah, this
In
is
it for the wrong thing.
This might not be the right reasons, and definitely you guys are. So we're excited to help support that, and we'll definitely you can count on us for some sort of support. We'll do something for your raffle. So I think last year we tried to do, I don't know, did we ever get the Walmart? We tried to do something with OC in a Walmart. We talked about a cart, something.
If we did, I slept since then. I don't.
I know we talked about it one time. But
so if we didn't, it slipped my mind. But just know the intent was there, and we will absolutely do something this year.
Last year was such a blur.
Right.
Yeah.
But definitely, if you guys can, man, like there's ways to support if you want to make sure that you want to buy things. I know we had talked about OC about like, hey, I'll pick whatever up, you know, doing a Walmart pickup. There's ways to do it where you feel comfortable doing it, where it's not just has to be money.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
You know, we're big with pets, and I know sometimes people will not feed themselves. They'll feed their pets over feeding themselves, stuff like that. We remember with our event, we were big with animal shelters because people would do that. And it's like, no, the best thing we can do is help the animals.
Yeah.
But you guys are helping the adult animals. So we need to definitely support that. Any kind of final things? You've got a list, I see, of events, stuff like that on the website. I'm happy that there's a website this year, by the way.
We're growing. That's
definitely. That's awesome. Have you guys reached out to any companies like IAG or anybody to
yeah?
Because I'll be honest, Katie, they're in here right now paying attention. So what's your sales pitch? What is your sales pitch for IAG?
They might already be in conversation, Dave.
I am not a salesperson. I'm a nurse. I don't like to admit that freely. So I mean, that's why OC and I
blood. We're going to draw blood here.
We both like to help people, and that's why we get along. And so, I mean, I don't want to do a sales pitch for IAG. I mean, if they want to help,
sure.
I've already sent them what they need to know.
Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. We'll do it for you, Katie. We got it. Come on.
Okay. I will say we're doing West Virginia Motorsports Day, so we're going to actually be talking to legislators. That's at the end of March in Charleston. And same thing you were talking about earlier, just how all the trails are shutting down. And, you know, a lot of the industry in West Virginia, a lot of the income is coming from off-roading and motorsports. So it's really important to keep that flux of money going to West Virginia. I mean, I was Googling statistics, and OC knows this. I believe the poverty rate in Mingo County is like 3 times that of the national poverty rate. And then the average median household income is $39,000 when the national average household income is $80,000. Yeah. So when you think about those numbers and you think about this area, I mean, it's not about who we get for vendors. It's about helping them out.
Sure.
So no sales pitch.
Well, I love on the website, guys. If you want to, their contacts are right on the main page at the bottom. If you need to contact either of these two ladies and talk to them about it, hey, Squarespace, you should donate. You got your name over here. You should donate. I'm just saying. You should donate. Pre-registration on the website. The Facebook page, I believe y'all have a Instagram as well, correct?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
At the bottom.
Down there at the bottom left.
Oh,
sir.
Look at that.
You know what that icon means.
I'm sorry.
Even though you don't like the up and down pictures.
Yeah, OC, geez.
My bad.
I don't know if there's going to be a third interview. That's all I'm saying to you.
No, it's his bad, OC. It's his bad all day. Don't let him bully you.
So before we let you go, OC, last time we talked, you're driving a little white Bronco called Betty White, right?
Mm-hmm.
Have you done anything fun to it since we've last talked?
Fun? No, I've been on the road too much.
You've done fun things in it. That sounded
great.
I had one of the I got one of the wind restrictor dividers put in it.
Yeah.
It has, of course, Betty White on it and Ford. I had to have my dog on it.
Nice.
Nice.
But no, I haven't really done anything. I have big dreams, but those are going to wait for a while. I keep talking about trading it in, and then I get all sentimental, and I'm like, I can't.
Oh, wow.
Oh, Jess knows what that's about.
You need to have a meeting. We can talk all about it, OC. Like,
yeah, we all
hey, we all can, because I got a little sentimental too. And
yeah, you know, I just did this like 3 weeks ago, right?
I saw that.
3 weeks ago. Yeah.
See, mine's a base model, so like I don't have lockers. And my friend Jason was aggravating me. He's like, you can't, because I wanted to get a light bar, and he's like, you can't get lights before lockers.
True.
And I was like,
true.
It's a true story.
It's true. Katie, what is your Bronco like? What are you driving?
So I actually have an Outer Banks, and I never had been off-roading.
That's okay.
I got my Bronco, and in hindsight, I probably would have gotten a different trim. But 2 weeks after I got my Bronco, my husband decided he wanted one, and he got a Wild Track, so we just off-roaded his.
It's funny how that happens.
Nobody likes Wild Tracks in this channel. Nobody.
Hey, now.
Nobody?
Words.
Yeah.
Hey, we love it.
You're outnumbered here, Dave.
Probably so.
You are outnumbered.
Hey, Raptor Nation, where you at? Where you at? But I'm assuming you guys are both starting to modify them a little bit or having some fun with them.
Oh yeah.
She's like, oh yeah. Uh-huh. Yes.
Yeah.
Good. All the fun.
He's got all the lights, but he's got the lockers too, OC.
But what he doesn't have is the suite.
He's going to be getting a long travel kit from Vasher, and then I'm going to get his suspension. And
nice. Okay. Tell him you'll return one of his guitars back there when that happens. Just go ahead and hide it. Yeah. You just go ahead and hide those and say, well, when that happens, you'll see one of these back. Well, ladies, I appreciate you being on here tonight. Definitely before the event's going, we'll have you back on to kind of get updates of where you're at. Mm-hmm. Any sponsors that do watch this, reach out to them, man. They don't ask. I don't know what you're asking for, but I can't imagine it's like, hey, we need hundreds of thousands of dollars. We just, it's your name, putting your name with a good organization like this is payment enough. But then when you showcase your product with these ladies, it's definitely a big deal. And that's what it is. Remember, the raffles are fun to win, but the idea is you're showcasing product. They want the people helping donate product wants you to see it. And then the most important thing too is if you win anything, be sure to hashtag them, let them know how you want it. Be a good steward, because these ladies are working their butts off to help bring the fun, and it's for a good cause, obviously. But if you don't return, it's a contract. If you don't return, there's not a year 3. So that's how these events work. And we battled this a long time, keeping sponsors happy, making sure that our people did. Believe it or not, we're in a press organization that you can't even get the press to do this properly. And they're getting to drive cars for free. And so we will definitely preach that.
Well, and they're 501c3. So let's not gloss over that. That's a huge feat in itself to make that. There's quite a bit of money that goes into getting set up as a 501c3 that not a lot of people realize as well. Kind of goes into that because we handled that back in the day. So we understand, that to get that legitimacy, to be able to help the sponsors back from their donations as well. So definitely keep that in mind, sponsors that you're considering kind of donating, that they are a 501c3. So you get that kind of kickback on your taxes too.
Yes,
absolutely.
But like I said, it's a contract. When you win something, You say something nice on the internets, and it continues to help these ladies out.
Yes.
So, Katie, it was very nice to meet you for the first time.
Thank you.
I'm glad that you talked and OC didn't, because OC's just back there like, no, I'm just gonna let Katie. I'm gonna let Katie do all the hard work.
Oh, one thing.
She's better at it than me.
Vendor fees are actually a very minimal donation to the Sprague Free Will Youth Food Ministry. Just saying.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
And
Awesome.
And I didn't ask, but I need to. What does the event cost to register?
$35.
Wow.
Man, that's
cheap.
That's Starbucks right now, it seems like. So
Yeah.
come
Less
on,
than a
guys.
tank of
And
gas.
we want vendors to ride with we want vendors to ride with us. So vendor hours end at 2, so they can ride with us and grab content and show off their product.
Very cool.
Nice. Well, ladies, it was as Kelly says, there's no easy way to do this. We've pre-gamed on this. I'm now going to remove you from the chat, but we will bring you guys back in a couple months and see where you're at.
Thank you all.
Thank
Bye,
you.
Bye, guys.
Bye,
Thank
ladies.
you.
Bye, guys. There you go. That was fun. They I mean, OC's clearly very genuine about her passion of helping people like this.
For sure.
And then I think Katie, you can tell she's definitely on team OC of like, hey, let's keep this thing going. Let's make
sure.
this something fun
And rightfully so. It's for an amazing cause. Like Katie said, I mean, you don't think about how good you have it in some of the areas of the country until you hear like a median household income of $39,000 and like the poverty level is 3 times whatever the number was that she said, like highly statistical above what we're kind of used to, a lot of us in our community. So definitely when you're looking for one to give back to, that's definitely a great one to give back to and really kind of put it, at least in this donation type of situation, it's going to the people that it deserves, because she does it locally in that event. So yeah, definitely looking forward to that one this fall. Like I said, maybe we can rent a camper close by and
a bougie camp, like one of those ARB campers.
I need one for I need one with a
and y'all
toilet.
hit 10,000 views on that video, by the way.
Really?
Yeah,
Good job,
I think
babe.
it was the sandwich comment that Mark made.
The kitchen comment?
Yeah. And nobody in that video, and this is, I guess, inside baseball. B team, when we were at SEMA, did a video on the ARB. I forget what they call the camper, but really cool camper. And they got thrown to the wolves, and they did an amazing job. And Mark said something about Jess in the kitchen. What? Not where she belongs.
It was something along the lines of where she belongs.
Oh, I said where she likes to be.
Where she likes
like
to be.
It,
That
like,
was it.
skirted real close. The funny part is that as we were filming, I like moved around into the kitchen thinking, oh, this will be funny because I'm where I belong.
But anyways,
Hilarious.
but your videos hit 10,000 views.
Look at retire now, right?
Well, of course, yeah. I don't
And earned 53 cents.
Well, a little more than 53, but not it's under probably $20. But that's the YouTube life, man. Welcome to it. So you guys seem interested in going to that thing as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we're definitely from ATN off-road. Definitely this year, we're trying to hit as many trails as we can.
Yeah,
Actually looking it up right now.
What?
Airbnbs.
Oh, Kelly's literally trying to find somewhere to stay right now.
Oh yeah, get it booked.
yeah.
I'm looking.
Let us know. You know our requirements,
Right. You know
Sure
the
do.
rules.
Same requirements as mine. So got you.
Bourbon update. The Taylor caramelly, very good. Probably my favorite ever. So
Ever?
cheers, everybody.
Wow.
Yeah, it's very good. It's very
So
good.
it's worth the hype.
It's not. I
Or
don't
earned
what we paid
the hype,
for
worth the-
What did we pay for what?
the EH Taylor.
I have no idea what we paid for
You
it. I
took a
just know what
picture.
the big overmount. Oh, I did.
So it was
Yeah,
like,
don't-
la,
let's
la,
not
la,
say
I wanna
let's
know.
not say the total amount.
So we were at a register that they sent us to a register. They were like, so we can put you here unless you need a receipt. And he was like, oh no, we don't need a receipt. I said, yes, we do need a receipt.
She like pimp slapped me and said, "Uh-huh."
I said, B, give me the receipt. So they were like, well, can you take a picture of it? I said, oh yeah, picture does fine.
Jess,
I
have
just
you
need the
had this,
receipt.
by the way?
No.
I'll
I'm not
save
that
some
fancy.
for you then.
I still haven't even opened the Blantons.
So what is that? The EH small bat?
Yes.
$59.99, not bad.
Not bad. I would pay that for it all
retail's
day.
like $3.50 or something.
No. They make
or like on the black bourbon market.
Yeah, they get $150 for that bottle.
What?
Easily.
Why didn't Jim and Kelly buy one?
I don't resell.
That's a huge deal.
She didn't realize what a big deal some of these are, how collectible and stuff they are.
Sure didn't.
Mark, the is it what is it? Wheat? What do they call their vodka?
Wheatley.
Very good.
It was very good.
Very good. I was very.
Is it made from whey? Is that what's the?
No,
is it what?
It's made from puppies.
Drinking right now.
Oh, yeah. I'm drinking Broken Shield from New Zealand, and instead of distilled from grain, it's distilled from whey. Real smooth, very sweet finish.
Do you scale your whey? Or weigh your scale?
Like curds and whey. There's no curds. It's just whey.
It's just the whey.
Whey is protein, right?
Instead of grain.
Like the whey protein that's in protein shakes?
Yeah.
So am I getting protein if I drink that vodka?
I don't know.
Clearly.
Justin Zimmerman said he will be there. And Justin's
Justin's
2 different Broncos. Yeah,
the question for Justin is he bringing 1-trick pony or 2-trick pony? Like
he's got that new 2-door guy now. He is that. I can't wait to see the new one. He's got a 2-door now. And I was trying to talk him into a Raptor, a Ranger Raptor, and he really wanted one and found a deal on one, Kelly, and he wouldn't pull the trigger. He goes, I need a truck. And what does he do? He gets the smaller version of the Bronco.
Nice. He's bringing 2-trick, the new 2-door. So can't wait to see that.
Well, see if he could get his wife to bring both. That would be even more awesome.
Wait, won't we see?
And we can meet the wife. Don't discount that. Jeez.
Well, we each have things we're interested in. You want to make connections, and I just want to see cool Broncos.
There's that.
Which we're getting closer, by the way. Do y'all realize we're getting closer to Supercell East?
You know, it's funny because Mark and I both have like a work thing in like 2 weeks, and like different work things. We work at different places, and then it's like 2 weeks after that is Supercell, and 3 weeks, a month. I don't know. All of a sudden, the calendar is like crazy,
exploded,
and it's gonna be Christmas before we know it.
Yeah. Well, no, I got
which is why I don't get to go in May.
Yeah, I got an invite from Ford for.
Can't say what.
I didn't say a thing.
I was just clarifying.
But it's what 2 weeks
plus one.
Well, there's some behind the scenes. We're going to have to talk about this. See if we can make this work because my +1 can't go.
That's what B team is
and
saying.
We're going to the whale's vagina, otherly known as San Diego.
I don't know that you can even say that.
What?
What we were just talking about California.
It's from Anchorman. Come on, man. He's talking. He's like, "What is it's San Diego?" Other like, doesn't it mean
stay classy, San Diego?
Doesn't it mean whale's vagina? Like what?
Oh my goodness.
Anyways, I need more 100 proof in my life of E.H. Taylor.
I don't know if you do.
So I kind of wanted to talk to you. I was glad you guys were able to pop in because I dropped a video on the something weird.
Lies.
No, I would never.
Something weird.
Something weird.
That's
this little booger right here. The Recon by Jeep.
Oh, it's and the GMC Hummer Jr.
It's so weird.
It's a Hummer Light, which is weird because Jeep sued Hummer over the grill, and then they come back and is like, you know what? F it. Let's just use it ourselves.
Seriously.
But the Recon, I've been tracking the Recon for the 2.5 years they've been working on it. Interesting little vehicle. And of course, Kelly, you don't track any of this stuff. So I'm kind of interested in your take on this. But all electric, you know, this came out when the craze. Remember in 22, Mark, the craze was just everything had to be electric. And of course, you know, you can announce these things, but timing to actually produce these things is a couple years behind. And EVs aren't as popular as they once were.
No.
I know. It's crazy.
Say it isn't so.
But Kelly,
they don't have to.
Like you had asked me the other day, hey, what was the size of this thing? I said, it's basically the size of a Wrangler now. I think it might be slightly more narrow.
It looks like the size of a Bronco Sport.
It looks like a Ford Flex almost.
So last week when we were watching the commercial, you said it was about the same size as a Bronco, but it feels Bronco Sporty to me in the photos.
It does feel Bronco Sporty to me as well.
It's going to be tough, obviously.
Like, look at the guy sitting in it. It looks like Bronco Sporty size.
Is it a Jeep guy? He's going to be creepy if you look at him. You just know it.
Is he going to have the smile?
The creep smile?
Yeah. I'm sorry, Jeep. I love your ad, but that was creepy. No, I think it's somewhere honestly in between Bronco Sport and probably Bronco Wrangler size. But a lot of cool things about this. Obviously, it's made to go off roading because it has little red tow hooks, right? You can't go off roading without. Look at the ground clearance. Because the EV, they're worried about aerodynamics. I dropped a video on this, but where's it at? Where is it at?
Nowhere.
Here's a better side picture. I think on side picture of it looks great.
It looks like a Hummer.
The back end is gigantor.
Yeah, I was interested. Somebody in the video I dropped on this thing was like, because I was making fun of the door hinges. I was like, yeah, it's like they copied Bronco's homework ish a little bit, especially when you see them with the doors off. These big posts.
Yeah, but where's the mirror?
Oh, I feel like I'd hit
mirrors.
Oh yeah, there's no mirrors. That's for damn sure. But I thought about when this thing came out. I thought, well, maybe that's our first EV is going to be this, and then we have. Let me bring this up because something that Kelly got all excited about when I had to pull over and watch this video. You remember that when this dropped?
Sort of.
And
again, I've slept since then.
Which is the Scout. And I got thinking about this. I was like, wow, if I'm in the world of EVs now and I want an EV off-road SUV, for one, it's nice to have some options. I'm not going to shit on either one of these. But one of them is far superior right now because it has a generator in this thing.
Yep, which I told you to order straight out of the gate, and you said no.
Well, we ended up getting that version. But both have a lot of cool heritage. Mark, where would you lean at this thing right now?
If I had to lean in, I would definitely go with the Scout. I think the tech is going to be a little more involved. They're not rushing anything to market. I think they've done a little more on the back end in their homework. And overall, although I'm not totally sold on the lights in the front end, I do like the light up Scout emblem. I think that's a nice, cool touch.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, I like the lines of the Scout better. Like I said, when you first brought the other one looks like a little baby Hummer. Like, I don't think it's going to have the range. I didn't see anything about a range extender on the Recon. I didn't really see a lot as far as your mileage and what the capabilities are really truly going to be. I know
Jeep's Scout is looking at 350 EV 500 with the generators. What they're
right. So they may be close. I mean, that 300, that's kind of the mark for most EVs right now. So, but what is your power consumption when you're off-roading?
Yes.
It's great. Hey, 300 miles straight on the highway, 60 miles, 70 miles an hour. You start adding extra torque and climbing and, everything else when you're off-roading, 300 miles becomes 150, becomes 100 really quickly. So
very quickly. Yes.
Well, and we've learned from the 4xe Wrangler, I think it's 40 miles range is what it's supposed to have per charge. But yeah, like you said, once you get off road, I think our buddies over at TFL, I think they ended up getting like 8 miles of actual charging range. And you're like, well, that ain't going to cut. That doesn't do any good. Yeah, I think for me, like definitely, because both of them are coming, the Recon's going to come out this year. The Wrangler or the Scout, we're still a year away from it dropping. I was a little interested in the Recon. I was until I remember Esterthal. He was talking to me a long time ago.
Esterthal with a D.
Tim with a D. He was talking to me about, he's like, dude, I've talked to these people. They're going to do a generator in these things. And I was like, what the hell are you talking about? A generator? Like, I didn't grasp the concept. But, Scout, I think timing was great for Scout because they got to see everybody's homework and then go, oh, no, this is what people want.
They get to be that one like we are, that we're the observer in the corner that gets to like watches.
The voyeur?
Room. Don't call it that. Gross.
I knew it. I saw it come from like a mile away. Oh, my God. I'm sorry.
No, we are those people. If you, I don't know how to say it. Here's a little Maryland Nation for you. So we are the people that if we're not at a Bronco event or we're not at something like that, we know the people. Yeah. We are absolutely going to be those people that stand in the corner and like read the room and figure it all out.
Judge everyone.
Well,
yeah,
there's
100%.
a little bit of that too, but there is like, so like to that point, I think Scout was kind of did that. They kind of walked into the room and they said, let's see what we can learn and see what we can figure out and what we can do and make it better. And I think that's kind of where I am. Of course, obviously we've not driven one because they're not even available to be driven right now. And
yeah,
you know, there's a lot.
The damn press launch was literally next door to us and we couldn't get.
But I don't think they even got to drive them then either because they just weren't.
No.
So
no, but
they were
I'm still bitter about that one.
Stagnant. Couldn't tell. So, you know, it's just, I think we have yet to see what they actually put in fruition. But at this point, the way that it looks right now, it's promising to me. Just going to say.
Well, I think the looks are night and day different. I mean, I do like a modern looking vehicle from time to time, but no, I think definitely Scout wins out on that. My only thing is you're going, okay, yeah, they're backed by Volkswagen, but it's basically a startup company versus, okay, Wrangler. They've played in this area for 5 years now. Like,
right.
That would be a swaying issue for me.
I feel like it might be a hard sell for the off-road community.
Yeah.
To go full electric. You know,
go ahead. Sorry.
Well, you got a bunch of people on the road, you know, and they're all sorts of different electric vehicles now, just driving back and forth to and fro. But you know, just the questions we posed right here, like what does 300 miles per charge look like in the middle of the Daniel Boone National Forest, you know, backcountry byway? And what my big question is, like, surface level, what happens when I run out of battery in the middle of, like, you know, a hill climb? Like,
right.
What's the reality?
You go backwards?
Yeah.
Really quickly.
Hopefully someone can drag me out. Good thing's got those tow hooks.
Right. Got those tow hooks.
Right.
Well, I think the other thing that plays well to the Scout is you're going to have a lot of people that buy it out of nostalgia. You'll have people that shy away from the Recon because they don't, you know, they love Jeep. They don't trust electric Jeep. So I think you'll see a lot more people gravitate towards the Scout just for that nostalgic, you know, bring back. And I think the range extender will be the one that, you know, we really see take off.
Yeah. So,
like I don't think the Jeep will gain as much traction being a straight EV.
Yeah, I would agree.
So Motor Trend has a podcast called The Inevitable, and Johnny Lieberman, I forget the other guy's name is. I wanted to bring it up just a second. They had the Scout CEO on here.
An electric sport utility vehicle and pickup truck is meeting the market.
Yeah, I think a couple of things. First, if you look at it, you know, I think there is a market for electrification to fight all of the, let's say, noise. And I'm sure we'll get into the noise that's out there. I think the technology is great. I think it's all sorts of opportunities there. I think just as important as you know is we're launching with a range extender. And I think if you look at the reaction to the range extender, it's been a home run. Why is it a home run in my mind? I think it's doing two things really well. It gets a more traditional ICE crowd to drop their guard and say, it's got gas, cool, and they're in. And then actually what all the research is telling us is people who love EVs say, you know, it's not the worst thing in the world to have a backup generator. Just use that term for now, a gas generator.
That I wanted to showcase that just a little bit because I thought that was very smart for them to be like, well, for one, they're looking at their analytics of what people are ordering. But, you know, obviously I knew, okay, yes, there was the people that are scared of EVs, but I never dawned on me people that were like pro EVs were like, well, maybe that's not a bad thing. And maybe that shows us the industry right now that something maybe Jeep's going to have a lesson they're going to learn if theirs doesn't take off.
Right.
Because I told you today, I saw 3 Challengers or Chargers, whatever they're calling the new the electric cars sitting at the dealerships. And I guarantee you they sit there forever because people are just scared of EV right now. And I think for Scout to go, no, we're paying attention to that. Yeah. Jess, did you have something you look like you want to jump in?
No, I was scratching my face. Sorry.
Okay. Hey, you do that on your own time.
No, I definitely think
it's smart with the two options. I mean, you get the Harvester and the traditional Scout, so you know you're able to kind of play both sides. You know, an off-roader and something to compete with other EV trucks that are out on the market now.
Yeah, absolutely. It's funny because just like when he did the Bronco, he ran downstairs and got his debit card and he was like, "Hey, I'm in a reservation." And I said,
No, I told you on this one. I brought you both up here.
I was getting there.
Sorry.
If you let me finish the story. He comes down, he says, "I'm getting ready to do a scout reservation. You should come up here so we can decide what we're gonna do."
See, look, I can be taught because I didn't do it with the Bronco.
You can teach old dogs new tricks.
Right. And see, I was like, okay,
Emphasis
I'm
on
the
the
breadwinner of the house now.
Oh, but who's the scribe?
We're not going there.
The squire.
Squire.
Anyway.
Scribe.
Shut up, scribe.
Shut up. It's my
The house secretary.
That's it. Yes. But no, so he did actually say, "Hey, I'm going to do this. You should come up so we can figure it out. Sydney, you should come too. We'll show you, like, be a part of this."
Yes, which was important to me that because our daughter's 14, almost 15. This is lessons 8 for 1 they don't teach you in life. And I think this is the future of buying vehicles is you see it online, you go, "Oh, Amazon, click one stop, right. I'll see you in Bronco's case, 5 years. We'll see you later."
Yeah.
But I think that's the future of buying. And I do think it's important for us to teach our daughter, hey, here's how you prepare for the world, because our son would have no clue because it's just the way the world's changed because
they're in a different generation from one another.
Oh, 100%.
Because he is 12 years older than she is. So he's already
but he's a little more in our buying habits.
Yeah. So he's a little bit closer to us old folks, and she's in the new.
I'm going to tell him you said that.
Do it. Maybe you're watching, but he's closer to that. So he has more of the traditional buying process, the traditional thought process. And to your point, like, I was thinking about it today. We were in town and she was like, "We should get crumble while we're in town." And I was thinking, oh, we could go into the store. But then I'm like, we never go into the store. And then I'm thinking, have we ruined her by all this curbside purchasing that we have done? Because we don't wait for anything anymore. I ordered Olive Garden for dinner, and guess what I did? I ordered ahead. And so we pulled up and I waited like 5 or 10 minutes for them to bring the food out.
Can we do that with this Scout?
Probably. And we could have done the same thing with Crumble and all these things. But like, her generation is very much order online, go pick it up. We don't have to really wait except for the background waiting.
So it was important to us to, and because I was like, which do y'all want, the truck or the SUV?
And I really teetered on that.
Yeah.
So
I want to bring this little bit up because this was interesting to me about Scout's approach of how they're paying attention, that the way they're building this plant in South Carolina to build these is depending on market, they can shift this thing. So
so that decision then 9 months ago to go EREV, did you go? First of all, you went from Scout's going to be all electric and the announcement, and then you said, okay, it looks like, and this is something we've dealt with on this podcast, is like we have to walk through this valley of hybridization. Is it fair to say you also evaluated, okay, well, I guess we could do a hybrid, I guess we could do a plug-in hybrid, and then there's this thing called EREVs that everyone's talking about. Did you guys jump straight to EREV?
We had it was classic funnel work just that you laid out. So we looked at the funnel and we saw what was happening in the market. We saw the political dynamics. We saw the market dynamics. We saw the chemistry dynamics, a lot of dynamics. And you guys know them all as well as I do. And then we looked at different options. Right. And then from those options, this was by far the best one. And the other thing that was critical to us, because if I take a look at what we wanted to achieve, number one, we wanted to make sure we kept the vehicle a Scout. And by that, we kept all of the great ability, all the ruggedness, all the off-roaders. So the thing's a Scout, which regardless of what version you get. So it's not like it's a front wheel drive and it's out there, whatever it's doing. It's like, no, it's a Scout. Mm-hmm. The second thing, we wanted to maintain the integrity of an electric vehicle, including the frunk, the packaging, all things you come to expect. And then the third one, which is great, we've got the solution that works to both sides on the equation, from an electric to a gas. So this by far was the best solution. And then the final piece of the puzzle is how well it works on the platform and in the factory level, because basically you're able to run it down the exact same line. You got a jet operation for the tank, a jet operation for the engine. And so that allows you ultimate flexibility. What kills you, of course, if you have to change the plant, modify, or even worse, you have to say, all right, here's exactly our mix and exactly our penetrations. Here you have that fluidness. So I think that's the other solution why we loved it. And you're not messing with the front. You're not messing with a lot of things. You talked about cooling on and on. So I think it works well. It's a really good solution.
And later and I'll throw a link into this video so if you want to watch this, because it's well worth if you're into off-road electrification, especially that's coming. It's a very good interview with a startup. Basically, Scout's a startup, you know, but it was a very honest approach of like, hey, it says later in this interview, hey, we can adjust the plant to they only hint this, that if electric's not selling, we can go into gasoline. He says everything but say that in this interview, which I thought was pretty smart. And to say, hey man, we don't know, but we're willing to shift with the market.
Mm-hmm.
And we've talked about this recently with a new administration. EV's not the height of importance right now. So I think it's pretty smart that Scout can go, we can play in where we want to.
Well, and I think we saw that on the Ford side, right? Because Ford was like, hey, we're going to run our Ranger and our Bronco down the same line. So it's kind of the same thing. In manufacturing, you have to be versatile in what you can run down a line. You can't retool every time. He said it right there. We can't retool every single time because for one, you've got downtime. For two, you've got the cost involved of shifting to those things and, everything that goes along with that. And the fact that, like to his point, if maybe something isn't selling as well as the other one, oh man, now we've got to make this. Well, what happens in a week if it flips? And then now we're really selling the other one better. Like the ability to be versatile and not have to.
Well, initially, that they know as of now, they've never said what order numbers are, but he did say in this interview, order numbers are overwhelmingly Harvester, the gasoline charger generator. So that definitely says, hey, this is what.
Right. But I'm talking about between the truck and the SUV. And
right.
Like
but I think he said overall, and it is like an 80-20 split, I believe, in the interviews, what he says, SUV over truck. So,
which makes sense. And honestly, that was kind of a hard-ish decision initially. For those that know me well enough, know that I don't like making big decisions quickly. I like to think about it and overthink it and then think it over again and overthink it again. But he was like, let's go ahead and make this decision right now. And I'm like, well, I can see where a truck would be beneficial, but I can also see where the SUV would be beneficial. So I really teetered back and forth on that. And ultimately he ended up saying, you know what, let's go to the SUV. And initially he didn't go with the harvester with it. And then I told him, I said, I think that's a bad idea. I think we should have done that because I think to your guys' point, what we were talking about, I think for the life that we lead and the things that we do, to have the backup plan, if I need to run to town or that, and maybe my charge is low or that type of thing, like I don't have time to be thinking always about that. Yeah. I have to think about, can I get from point A to point B? And I don't want to always have to overplan for it.
Well, I think ultimately if you listen to this interview, it's going to be the nail in the coffin for this vehicle already. What, Jess?
Thanks, Dave. Reservation made.
All right, Scout, you owe me.
Sat here and did it.
Nice.
What did you reserve though?
I had waffled on that anyhow.
Which one did you reserve, Mark? Or do we have to wait?
I got the Harvester, the SUV. I knew if I got one, I knew it was going to be a Harvester. I have the Ranger. I was actually looking at the truck, and little Miss Slappy here was like, "No, this one."
I know what you were looking
little
at
Miss
earlier.
Slappy.
Mr. Ford Video Guy would have been super happy what you were looking at earlier.
Oh yeah, Tim. That.
I was like, are we driving to Kansas tomorrow? Like, I was ready.
This close to like finding out what he'll give me for the Ranger and trading it on one of those high boys. Because Tim, that thing's amazing. Like,
yeah, what 7,000 off of that right now?
Six plus 1,000 in financing.
Yeah,
it was so cheap.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's just
relatively speaking. Yeah. I hadn't seen that package before, and she found it and was all like, "Oh,
you found it."
I found it. I don't know.
It was like some random, cool trucks something on Facebook. Or something.
It was like Long MacArthur Ford. I'm like, wait, isn't this Tim's?
Yeah.
Like, how's he in a random Facebook ad of collectible cars and So instantly like ran over to his site and was all like, "Oh, look at all the models they have!" Like this thing's
Yeah, when
amazing.
you sent it, I was like, "What the hell is this thing?" And I was like, "Uh-oh, Mark's going shopping."
I mean,
Yeah.
I
thought
couldn't
Mark was
tell you
trying
the
to
last
text
time
me
I
over there.
saw a single cab F-250. You know, it's just such a classic throwback with, you know, every truck has crew cab now.
Yeah.
Super crew. They're all 4 doors.
They're all big
When I was a
4-door.
kid, I wanted the short bed 2-door. That's all I
Yeah.
wanted, man.
Now that is a long bed. It's an 8-foot bed on it. But yeah, that high boy package that they've got over there. And if anybody's interested, go check out Long MacArthur Ford and check out their high
Shameless
boy.
plug.
Because he almost went to Kansas tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm off tomorrow. I can make it
I
to
was
Kansas
ready.
back.
Let's do it. Come on.
But
It's
back
got
to the
V8 gas, the 7.1 liter gas engine in it.
it was F-250, right?
Yeah.
F-250, yeah. Based off the XLT platform.
Nice.
I was thinking about it.
Beast.
So
Yeah,
Mark, to this, do you think that maybe Scout missed the mark though, but not having removable doors? I mean, because that is a fun feature to the Recon. I will say that's kind of interesting.
I don't think so. And
I mean,
also,
doors can always be removed.
I mean,
Damn.
however much you want to put in there, and you think about some of the old Scouts, half doors, stuff like that. Roofs came off, but the doors were on a lot of the old Scouts.
Mhm.
So I don't think a removable door was a make or break for them. I'm interested to see the cloth slide back roof panel.
They call it the cabana cover or something. I think.
Yeah,
in that
how that
interview,
works
I'll
out.
send you that link. It's a really good interview, man. It's a really good interview. I suggest everybody watch it.
But I think this Recon, looking at the photos with the doors off and the top stays on it, I don't necessarily like the roof lines on it, and I think it looks a little awkward with the doors off.
Yeah, a little bit. And this back window on this comes out too, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
This piece, I guess, slides out and lets the window slide out. I mean, overall, I think Jeep did a good job. It's not ugly by any means. Definitely, this light definitely remind you of Hummer a little bit. I mean, there's always so much you can do. Let's be honest. You've got a brick with a kind of half brick in the front, like
a brick on wheels.
Yeah, you can't do too much with this, but I commend Jeep for doing this. I just think as I was doing a video on this interview that I watched, and for one, I messed the audio up. So that's why my
like
video of that never came out.
Time you've done that.
Hey, let's not harp on.
Are you connected to Bluetooth?
Yes, it was a mistake.
She knows because that's exactly what happened the last time.
But back to
I thought old dogs could learn new tricks.
Wow. But I think Jeep's got a nice thing on their hands. I just think though, if you look at Scout leans more into heritage. Jeep, there's no heritage with Recon, which is okay. You know, we've learned with like Mach-E. I don't think Mach-E's selling because there's a Mustang name in it. I think it would sell if they should have just called it a Mach-E and it would have sold probably the exact same amount. So they, you didn't want to call this a Wrangler Recon, whatever, 4xe, whatever.
No, but I think Jeep was trying to hit that nostalgic with like Jeep, we came from everything to kind of compete with that Scout kind of montage.
Yeah.
Essentially in that Super Bowl commercial. I think the same thing. They're like, hey, we're still Jeep. Like all of our products are still Jeep, regardless of if we're a Wrangler or we're not. We're still Jeep, So I think
sorry, Kelly.
No, you're fine. Go ahead. I was done.
Well, and like what you were saying, I kind of felt spot on. Like looking at that Recon, I felt like they were like, okay, we made an SUV and it's going to be electric. Now sprinkle some Jeep stuff on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does feel that way, doesn't it?
7 slots and your, big door hinges and, the tire on the back. Besides that, I was like, what is the rest of this? What's happening here?
It's like they took the patents that they have and then said, how can we utilize these patents in this vehicle? So they said, here we go.
Like a sticker package.
Yeah. Right.
I'll stick some Jeep stuff on it. Okay, go.
Exactly.
That sounds like something you need to see a doctor about.
Wow.
Whoa.
Jeep stuff on it. Jeez.
Wow, yo.
So clearly we've sold Mark on one. Now watch Mark will get his before we do too.
Probably.
Somehow there's 100,000 between us and Mark will end up with it first. I will say too, the interior, I haven't got to see anything of the Recon yet, so they haven't showed us anything, but the Scout, the such throwback, and it's once again, I keep referencing this interview, but they talk about it. We wanted buttons. We didn't want it. We could have done it in the screen and people would have loved it. We wanted physical buttons and a bench seat. Now that's something we're going to have to figure out when we order these things. Do you go bench seat up front or do you want to, because
classic Scouts had a bench seat.
Yeah.
I didn't say I needed all the classics, Mark.
I mean, it's stick shifts and safety belts. I mean, you know,
yeah, I don't want
you want your girl right beside you. You need that bench seat
with the big stick shift in the middle.
Sure.
I was gonna say something, but I was gonna be held accountable for it, so I'm not gonna.
Yes. Let me bring this up.
All right. Focus. We're getting off the rails too early.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So here's the interior of it. Once again, I think this is probably the $100,000.
100%. This is high level.
That's when you order, right?
I love the materials they use. It looks cool. Once again,
hey, my overstuffed Lululemon will go right down there.
So suddenly I get a Bronco Raptor now. Oh, I'm done with this. But no, in this interview, he talks about we wanted, and these are physical buttons. It's not like it's just something.
Well, it's something we complain about in pretty much every vehicle that we sit in or test or walk around is that there's so many vehicles that do not have buttons anymore.
Yeah.
But
if we can get 90% of this,
it
might be my favorite vehicle of all time.
You better watch your mouth.
I know. But this looks fantastic. In that interview too, Mark, they stress, hey, the generator is not hooked up to a driveline.
Right.
It is not. And they talk about the battery. So the full EV is 350 miles. The other's 500, but because they're putting a gasoline engine in it, they have to put a smaller battery in it. So I think the EV, if it is only like 150 to 200 mile range of actual that before the generator would kick in.
But it's still a total of 500 is the expectation.
Yeah. Right. So it's pretty interesting. Either way, I think people, if you're into this style vehicle, you're gonna have a good time. I think the first wave of EVs over, that first wave of everybody getting excited. I think manufacturers have now learned, oh shit, people actually still want a car.
I need ventilated seats though.
Wow.
I was just cutting you off like you cut us.
There's probably a button for that.
There's probably a button for that.
There's always a button you can push.
Right.
I was gonna say, with the button, if the Scout is advertising itself as an off-road vehicle, I can't stand trying to touch a screen to hit a mode, to hit a thing. That's always one of my big drawbacks when I'm looking at an EV is there's nothing physical, for me to be able to reach over and, fumble through. I did all by myself.
I was like, what the hell is going on in the conversation? All right, so before we go, guys, I have to say a big thank you for memberships. You guys, we hit record memberships 2 weeks ago, over 60 members.
Wow.
And I want to say thank you for that. It's mostly because you guys, instead of doing super chats, have pushed memberships. You can donate memberships, which is, I'm telling you, I've been working hard with the members, the new members, so they can see some things behind the scenes. You do get early access. Mark knows, he's a member.
Yep.
You get earlier access to most videos, not every video, because sometimes you just got to break news and it's got to be out. So I say thank you to everybody who has done that, donated memberships. It's been a nice boost.
Yeah.
So we appreciate that. And hopefully you members who were donated will join in and have some fun with us. Your memberships help the channel fund things like the $100 reservation. Believe it or not, I'm not a wealthy man. I know. Look at this sign. This sign would say,
that's not what that table says.
Save. Right. Whoa. No, we don't want to talk about the bourbon budget.
Oh, we already talked about this. He's already spent his yearly budget. Yeah, and you better enjoy it because that is the year.
I can enjoy it all real quick, Kelly. We have to buy more.
That's not how this works. That's not how
I don't have a Mark who keeps you in the coolest vodkas.
That's not how the budget works. A budget is you have a defined amount of money that you get to spend on things. And if you run out, guess what? You're screwed.
Then you charge it.
No, because then you pay 29% or 26%. No. No,
not in this economy.
Oh, I've got $30,000 in credit card debt.
Bought me this Boba Fett.
It's not a joke.
I know where you're going with that. Anyways, thank you guys for all the support. It does mean a lot. We do have Patreon as well. Patreon gets slightly different content. Kelly, your baby is what that you just launched?
My baby is the website.
Yes, and if I was smart, I would have already had it up here ready to go.
Well, you know,
I didn't say I was smart. I didn't say you married a smart person. Our internet tonight has been wacky.
It has been wacky. There it goes.
Maybe.
It's because it's going to snow in 2 days, so your internet's going to be out.
It's 100%. It's like, nice try, people. We're gonna let you know.
Jesus, come on.
It is really slow.
There's like 4
I
articles.
owe you homework for the website, Kelly. Sorry, I've been slacking.
Do what?
I said I owe you homework for the website.
Yeah, I owe myself homework for the website as well.
Yeah. Anyways, if the website ever launches, we have a new website. Oh, see, I run my mouth about it.
You do.
And what does it do? All right, so the new website's up. Clearly, my smiley face is down there, and there's Kelly's smiley face. That was your first Chicago Auto Show, by the way.
It was my first Chicago Auto Show.
But we're still working some. We still want to make this just a little bit smaller. Kelly's been going through the details just a little bit, finding the little hiccups there. But it's been pretty interesting. There's my article on the Super Bowl ad. There's me talking about my buddy DeGroot X, who is on All Terrain Nation Off Road. Talked about the power boost, and that's about it this week.
Yeah.
Each week we're trying to add at least an article. So if you'll go over there each week, check out the website. You won't find any ads on it just yet. Eventually you will, but right now it's ad free. We want to get you guys hooked into looking at car things, and then we'll shove some ads down your throat. I hate to say it. I don't control we just put the ads on there, and unfortunately, how aggressive they are sometimes is not our doing.
That's how it pays the bills.
Yes, but that's part of going full time with this is we had to have a decent website. So, but I have challenged the B team to if they want to talk about something, they have an open forum to do that there. We do have plans to bring in some other writers. So people we know in the industry that we can maybe give a small percentage of money to, and they help us out, help kick things off for us. And Miss Queen Bee over here, who built the website, if she would actually finish her article.
What? She had to build the website.
That is true. That is true. Then, Jess, last week she told me I should put something that she wrote 2 years ago up. I was like, that's not how this works.
It was still applicable. It was the EV.
I mean, if it's poignant.
It was. He should have just moved it taken it over from the other area and put it on there.
So aggressive.
You're allowed to plagiarize yourself.
It's still legitimate, bro.
I slaved over my article. Come on, man.
I did too. I did a shit ton of research for that article. That's why you should put it on the website.
Anyway.
See, so that's the problem you'll have with my articles is my articles will take a little bit longer because I will do way too much research for it and want to include some like way too much information on it.
I told her the other day, guys, I said, I just need like 300 words. Just something easy.
I think I have 300 in the one, and you said it wasn't me yet. It wasn't me yet.
It's funny, Dave, when you told me that the other day, I was like, I write emails longer than that. I can't handle it.
Well, you can write as long as you want. I don't care.
He's just saying minimum 300.
Oh, all right.
I just need a couple paragraphs at minimum. But anyways, if you go to the website, there's links to everything. Kelly's got a nice link to ATN Off-Road. These are the YouTube channels. Merchandise, if there's anything fun you want to buy, which I've been ordering t-shirts, so we will have a few t-shirts at Supercell.
So you better come early.
Yes. Daddy's broke. Daddy spent about $500 on his website.
No, that's not what I was talking about.
I'm just saying in general.
Need to come and get the t-shirts early.
And I just bought a lot of bourbon.
Yeah.
You don't get to use that as a negotiating factor.
Well, it should be.
No.
Patreon links there and YouTube membership as well. So if you want to go check that out. And like I said, each week we're starting slow just put one out there each week, and then hopefully, in a couple months we can get maybe a couple, maybe daily, and then hopefully that's Kelly's full-time job.
Words.
It's on record now. Y'all heard that?
I've told her for 2 years if she would build this damn
have
thing,
not.
she could go full-time.
No,
first.
you did not. You said you were going
Wait,
full-time
so
first.
if I were Idle Curls, can I quit my job too?
Nope.
Mark said no.
There's a lot of mouths to feed here at the moment, Jess. Sorry.
I keep trying.
Same.
I'll throw in a cooler. How about that?
Deal.
Which Jim and Kelly were very jealous of your cooler.
They were very jealous. They were like, bro,
we need a cooler.
Oh, too bad it doesn't fit in a Jeep.
right?
Right. Yeah, that bastard doesn't fit in my garage.
We did try. I did try to convince Dave to take it on this weekend trip, but we didn't. We took the smaller one.
Which came in handy.
It came in handy
Wait, so it's
because
definitely not going to fit in a 2-door Bronco, is what you're telling me.
the
No,
full size, it will. It just won't fit
anything
this
else.
way. It'll only fit this
Right.
way.
Oh, and nothing else.
Right.
Nothing else.
Hey man, but your
Figure
food
it
and
out.
booze will be cool.
So
Hey.
that Bronco becomes a meat locker.
Right.
I was gonna say, but
We
you
carry
can
the
go,
booze.
Meat locker.
but then you can go to the farmer's market and put the meat in the freezer and right away.
We did that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Totally did that.
Right.
Let's see. Oh, Douglas Blair says, what's he saying there, Kelly?
Douglas Blair
We
says
need a scandal.
500,000 subs. We need a marketing plan, a scandal, something juicy that will go viral, and something cool with the Bronco Raptor.
I could
I
take
feel
it
like
off
we
as
can
Sweet
put that
Joe.
all together, Douglas.
Right. Somebody said something in the comment about, hey, you need to buy this. And I said, whoa. I said, we don't have enough subs for a second vehicle right now. We had 3 vehicles at one time, and trust me, I was getting gray
And now we're
hairs
paying
from that
for it.
one. Yeah, still paying for that.
Well, it is funny because and I may have told you all the story. I don't know, but I had to go to a board meeting for softball league, and I messaged a friend of ours on Saturday that's on the board, and I said, "Hey, would you mind taking me to the meeting? Because we have really bad adulting problems. That
I got my
we
sweet,
have one
I got my sweet motorcycle
expensive.
down there.
I said we've got one expensive car in the driveway instead of being the smart thing and having 2 reasonable cars in the driveway."
Mark saw my sweet ride.
Yeah, but your sweet ride is only going to get you to the ballpark. It's not going to get you all the way across town.
It would probably get
Yeah,
me
I'll get you
across
to the
town.
Speedway to get some snacks.
Right. There you go. That's it. That's it.
That's right. Anything else you guys got tonight? Anything going on?
Oh,
here
you had
tomorrow?
one.
Oh,
Number 1.
yeah,
Oh.
I did. But we'll save that. I did a
Oh.
video on it.
Okay.
That's old news.
Well, you could tell them what you did a video on so they can go watch it.
What is it? Smart ass?
Did you already drop it?
Yeah, I've dropped the video.
Okay.
What is
So the Ruby Red Bronco is back. Well, it's the Ruby Red Bronco is here. So, and they're hitting lots.
Is
So-
it Ruby Red or is it Race Red?
No, it's
Ruby Red.
Ruby Red.
Oh.
It's the heritages.
Ew.
Yeah.
With the color match roof.
with the color match roof? Yeah.
Where did I share that?
I don't know.
Oh,
I
think
mean,
on
it's not gloss
Instagram.
black. So
It is not. And I'm like I put in our side chat. I'm a little hesitant on the roof because I'm hoping it's just the
I think
the
I
lighting.
think it's just the lighting on that. I think that would be noticeable for what we're talking about here. Let's pull it up real quick.
I was also distracted by the tires or the wheels.
same.
They can't handle it.
No,
Sorry.
The little
they
30
can't handle all that beauty.
little 33-inch wheels.
They need to be bigger.
So Ruby Reds are hitting the dealer lots, and this is the first one we've seen with painted roof hit on a dealer lot. The top looks a little darker than the bottom, but I think it's just the way the picture was taken.
I'm hoping so.
But I think it looks great. I do agree. Gloss black. I think Mark, you had said that. I think gloss black definitely would look better. Breaks.
Yeah.
Steve P talked about that right there, right here.
Yeah.
He
Well,
talked-
and in case anybody doesn't know, my new Bronco has a gloss black top. So if you want to see it, stop by the booth at Supercell.
That's right.
Yes.
It has
And
the new sound deadening inside and all that stuff.
yeah, and I'm trying to get us a new Bronco Sport for the booth. Just a little throwing that out there. Ford, I know you're listening. I think it would be fun to have a Badlands Bronco Sport Sasquatch in the booth. and let us showcase it and all the little fun hookies and
The little purse hooks
drive
on
it
the
over.
side.
I'd let you drive that over.
You'd let me. Thanks for letting me.
I know I'm pretty sweet, aren't I?
Thanks for letting me do anything.
I
I
know.
appreciate it.
Now, go make me a sandwich.
I'm such a wonderful
Wow.
wife. So kept.
Crazy.
So kept. So whether it be 2-wheel drive,
4-wheel drive.
Mark, does it matter what you drive?
It doesn't matter what you drive.
I know. Damn it. Don't drink and drive. Let's put it that way. This has been your All-Terrain Nation. I'm your host, David Boyd.
Kelly Boyd. B Team, Mark and Jess.
Mark and Jeff.
Go
We're
check
new.
out what's y'all's socials?
Unbridled Bronco.
At Bronco.
There you go.
Peace.
Check it out.